Give a fish, teach to fish, delivering hope. A Paying It Forward, self improvement, and personal development charitable community outreach initiative. Founded, supported, and funded by Denuzo Private Wealth, Inc. Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to remind everyone that Pappy wants to spread his positive message far and wide to as many of his brothers and sisters as possible. And with the technology that we have available to us, he can Zoom you, or you can book Pappy to speak in person to your organization or to speak for free to your nonprofit group that would love to hear his message of hope, inspiration, abundance, and peace of mind. I'm really excited to hear what Pappy has to share with us today. So let's go over to Pappy now to set the table. Good morning, Pappy. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Mikey and Suzanne. Thank you for getting everything set up so well, as both of you always do. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mike, you just got me thinking whenever you just said about, the outreach, our charitable community outreach, that we're into our fourth country now to making inroads into in Africa. We start off with Kenya and then Liberia, Africa, and then making inroads now into the Sudan and into Ethiopia and Uganda. So we're, I can't remember off the top of my head if it was Uganda or Ethiopia. I'm going to say Uganda. I'm going to go with that for right now. So we're working on our fourth country. And as we talk all the time, Mikey, we have so much to be grateful here for, and we're filming here from the United States. We're right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the second office we have is in Tampa, Florida. But from where we're filming at in the United States, we have so much to be grateful for. When we talk, Mikey, about our fellow brothers and sisters, they'll say, well, I'm not sure what to put on my gratitude list or what to be grateful for. Go and talk to someone. This woman grew up outside, very close to Darfur in the Sudan, and there's just, one day of what she went through in her life, we could be grateful for the rest of our lives for not having to go through that. So we just have so much to be grateful for. So yes, we are expanding our footprint, and we ask any of our fellow brothers and sisters. And as you said, Mikey, that's exactly how our word is getting spread. And again, this is a message of hope, inspiration, abundance, and peace of mind. And people will ask me all the time too, Pappy, where does this come from? It comes from love. Love is where everything starts. That's the highest vibration. That's the most harmony we can be in the universe, is love for all around us, love for every other human being in our lives, love for the environment, just love for everything. It's a universe of love is at the highest vibration. And the message that we're delivering today is one, again, of hope, inspiration, abundance, and peace of mind. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Thank you again, Suzanne and Mikey, for setting up a great show. I start with Namaste. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. There's no higher greeting that we can give each other than the spirit in us greeting the spirit in another fellow brother and sisters of ours. I stay as high and neutral as possible. There's never any conversation about religion. There is no religion. There's no place to send money to. There's no envelopes. There's no anything. This is just about spreading a message, again, of hope, inspiration, abundance, and peace of mind. I think, Mikey, I always lead off with, today is such, I'm so happy and grateful now that today is a magnificent day. The same thing I said in bed this morning when I was for maybe 5 or 10 or 15% awake. As soon as I start to wake up, I'm just so happy and grateful now that today is a magnificent day. And I'm so happy and grateful now that I created my masterpiece today. As soon as my feet hit the ground in the morning, my one foot, the other foot, as soon as my one foot hits the ground, it says thank. As soon as the other foot hits the ground, it says you, thank you, every time. We want to know, what do you have to be grateful for? You're listening. We're producing this show, the webinar workshop. When you got up this morning and you were awake and your feet hit the ground, as soon as you're awake in the morning, you should be rejoicing. You have a purpose. Source energy, source power says you have a purpose. You still got work to do. You still have things to accomplish. You still not even have work to do and things to accomplish, but you have things to enjoy. Enjoy the bounty, the abundance. Just enjoy nature. Enjoy the stars above you, the animals around you, the trees around you, your family, friends, neighbors, your significant others, spouses, any and all things around you. And the more you look at to be grateful for, the more that you will see. The more that you look at to be grateful for, the more you will see. So we give thanks and praise that I bless and I praise everyone on the show today. I thank you so much for tuning in. And again, everything comes down to, Mikey, that we live in a thought world within a thought universe. And I only make suggestions. You'll hear me say this an awful lot. And my suggestions are, if you've been on Earth for 20, 40, 60, 80 years, whatever the number is, how have things been going for you with health, wealth, happiness? And happiness includes a lot. It includes your career, relationships, love life, partnerships, whatever else it may be. But health, wealth, and happiness give yourself a letter grade on that, A, B, C, D, or even if it's a lower grade than a D. And if you've been doing things a certain way again for 20, 40, 60, 80 years, and when you start to reflect on this, take some quiet time. And if things aren't going as well as you would like, or anywhere near as well as you would like, there might be another way to approach this. And that's what my suggestion is to you, that we live in a thought world. We live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. Again, on my book, once you learn how to manifest anything you can imagine, then you can move on. But for starters, I say read at least one page, and or there's probably, Mikey, at least an equal number of our fellow brothers and sisters who like to listen to it on the Audible book. So my book is on Audible. It's in my voice, which people like a lot listening to it. So read at least one page every day. Study a thought on that page. It's not about like the page, but what stands out to you from that page. If you have to read 2 or 3 pages, but you won't have to get further than a few pages to have a resonant thought that comes through to you, say, that's really great. That impresses me. That strikes me. I want to work on that today. So it's all about us getting a little bit better every day, increasing our positive every day, just a little bit, 1%, and or decreasing our negative every day, even 1%. 1%, Mikey, per day of increasing your positive or decreasing your negative can and will and does move mountains. Can and will and does move mountains. One thing the universe shared with me, Mikey, it was so powerful was, and this is the first time I ever got this, it came straight through, is that I always knew how powerful it was. And the universe has always made it abundantly clear that there is no thought, no feeling, no emotion, no action, inspired action, anything that is too small, that is insignificant. And I've known that in my heart of hearts, but I never sort of really knew the entire mechanism. So to explain the mechanism to the audience is, let's say I never know when I'm going to give a presentation. Sometimes people may think there's 100 people there and 50 people show up. They may think there's going to be 50 and 10 show up. May think there's going to be 25 and 5 show up. And the universe has made it abundantly clear, Pappy, even if one person showed up, and even it doesn't matter, it's supposed to be a presentation, if 25, 50, 100 or whatever is supposed to show up. But if there's only one person in the audience and they have a special, unique challenge, is the reason why they came. They're struggling with something. They're wrestling with something. They're looking for an answer. They're searching for a better life. They want to improve their life. They know their subconscious mind is letting them know that they do have a chance and opportunity, but they just don't know how any way to get there, to get from like here to there, to move their life forward. But there's a reason why they're there. And the universe has made abundantly clear, when I'm presenting to an audience and that need that one individual has, that there are other individuals on earth who have that same need. Now, if these other individuals on earth are open, and we talk a lot about that, Mikey, being open and allowing it and allowing this in. We've got all this help and assistance and energy and power and spirit all around us. That is a big part of us being successful, to manifest anything you can imagine. Allow it and open up and allow it in. Be present, be aware, be conscious at all times. And if I'm having a conversation with someone and their specific need, and there are other fellow brothers and sisters of ours across the planet Earth who have that same need, and they are open and they allow power, spirit, energy to come into them, that the conversation I'm having with this individual, that this positive message will also does go out and can go into and help our other fellow brothers and sisters, the same as if they were sitting there in that room, Mikey, if they're open and allow that. So the universe makes it abundantly clear, Pappy, don't ever underestimate anything. A conversation with one person can help a dozen or dozens or 100 or 1,000 or thousands who are in that same exact situation. So I just remind all of our fellow brothers and sisters, when you're out there and you're helping your fellow brothers and sisters, or you're doing good deeds or looking to do a good deed, how powerful it is. You just may be interacting with one of your fellow brothers and sisters, but you can literally touch millions of lives. There's no limit to it on how many lives you can improve. And that's why it doesn't take a whole lot of us to be able to turn things around here and to be able to get things going in the direction that they need to go in. As I said, we talk all the time. There is to be no disharmony. We're to live in a state of harmony. There is to be no poverty, no strife, no violence. This is abnormal. It is an abnormal state from our normal human state that we are to be in. So that's what I'm here for, to spread this message. It comes from a place of love. It's a message of hope, inspiration, abundance, and peace of mind. A couple of other things, Mikey, since the last show. One individual that I've got a very close relationship that I coach, that I've done a lot of teaching and coaching with. His father was going through a very challenging health situation. And it reminded me whenever I was talking with him and talking to his father, just to remind me, for the message to get through to his father, just to remind everyone, the rules of the universe are your body must listen to your mind. Your body must listen to your mind. Illness, as I was saying earlier, Mikey, is not normal. That is atypical, not normal. We came in a perfect state, so to speak, of health, and we should be in a perfect or close to perfect state of health. We aren't to have these illnesses and sicknesses and different things that we see, and we've got to be careful about how this got into us. That's a story for another day. But if you are having a struggle, a physical struggle of any type, mental wellness, physical wellness, whatever it may be, that your body must listen to your mind. So you instruct your body as to how you want to feel. One of the best affirmations, Mikey, that we can do, or visualizations, is, even from a health perspective, is thinking of ourselves at a younger point in our lives, and whatever age our fellow brothers and sisters would like to, but think of that and visualize that and give gratitude that you are of that same health, of that same vim and vigor and energy and beauty and the collagen in your body and the skin, just everything. You can positively affect the health of your body inside and out through your mind. Our mind controls everything. We live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. So don't ever waste an opportunity to use this extremely positive power. And it's very powerful. I like to do any of these, Mikey, right before I go to sleep at night, whenever I'm winding down, and I'll just start going a lot of times from the top of my head to the tip of my toes. And we tell the audience all the time, you are the boss, you are the creator, you are the king, the queen, the ruler. Your body must listen to you, and go down, and whatever part of your body you want to work on, go from your head to your toes. And you can do something. I've got an affirmation I do, Mikey, on a regular basis. I am so happy and grateful now that my health is is in the top 1% of healthy men, one half my age, and is 1% better and healthier every single day. So I'll do this on various parts of my body, like my spinal column, whatever else it may be, my entire skeletal system, from the top of my head to the tip of my toes, my internal organs, my heart and other important organs, everything else. You can do this for any part of your body. And as I said, any illness or sickness is abnormal and is not to be present, and we control that. The other big topic, Mikey, and you and I were talking about this one that came up with, and it just makes me laugh, Mikey, in a good way, that, one thing I'll get, a pretty good frequency is, Pappy, this stuff is woo. There's like a woo factor or something to it. It makes me laugh every time. The universe could not be run more strictly, straight up, straight down, square angles, you name it, blueprint, however you want to phrase it. And I refer to it as like the largest, most accurate giant Swiss watch of the universe, that everything runs down to the nanosecond, and it runs off of universal laws. And I'm not going to get into those today. Just what I wanted to mention today, Mikey, was how exact of a science it is, the rules and the fairness. Once you understand the rules of how the universe operates, it's the fairest environment on earth. And I quote Albert Einstein a lot. And you and I were talking in between shows, Mikey. I know I came across a quote, and you see these quotes, but there was just a plethora of them. There was like a million quotes, and then you forget about something, you come back, I haven't mentioned that one for a while. But if anyone would like to look up Nikola Tesla, Tesla, that's who Elon Musk named the electric car company after. He was on par with Thomas Edison. I mean, one of the greatest quantitative minds on earth, I would think is a fair statement, over the last couple of 100 years. I mean, he was a genius. He was a quantitative genius. I think that's what beyond any shadow of any doubt. And Nikola Tesla had a famous quote. He said, if you want to find the secrets of the world and the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations. This is Nikola Tesla. Energy, frequency, and vibration, exactly what we're talking about on every show. is what he's talking about. Albert Einstein used the word imagination thousands of times, and he was talking about what is special, how to look at things, energy, using your imagination, your thoughts in the thought world, understanding energy, understanding frequency, understanding vibration. So I just recommend anyone, Mikey, get in front of your computer, go out and Google, take a look at some things, and let your subconscious mind speak to you. Information will come up in front of you. A lot of times it's supposed to come up in front of you for you to take a look at that and go deeper. There'll be some things, if you're taking a look online and you're searching, that you'll look at and say, no, that doesn't resonate, that doesn't vibe, and that's correct, move on. But you can do your own research and your eyes will be opened up in a very short period of time. You'll find things that really resonate to you. But I just used Nikola Tesla for today. If you want to find the secrets of the world and the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency.
Wow, that's all really interesting. So, like what I'm hearing is basically there's a reason for sayings like listen to your gut or butterflies in your stomach, because when people understand the mind body connection, they can really start to see positive changes, like not just in their physical health, but like their mental health too, you know. And that might sound like a new concept to a lot of us, but really, like you mentioned, it's been around for hundreds of years. And Nikola Tesla, you gave me an article to read at one point between shows, and he said that if you want to attract something into your life, you need to match its frequency. So if you want to attract good health, you need to focus on your thoughts and feelings on good health. Because once you raise your vibration to that level, you start to attract whatever it is in your life that you want to manifest more of. And like our vibration and energy, it flows through everything in the universe. And it's so important for us to surround ourselves with positive energy and high vibrations. And to help with that, like you said, you could do a Google search, or better yet, you could just go to your inbox, because Pappy sends everyone on his mailing list 2 concepts to live by. And with so much negativity around some of us, he wants to provide us with a positive message every week. He wants to remind us that repetition is the key to manifesting. And he's going to share 2 of his concepts to live by with us this morning.
Yeah, Mike, that was a great segue. And if we think about this, Mike, we were talking about health. We went a little segue into health. 2 of the healthiest things that you can do, that our fellow brothers and sisters can do, is to be in a state of joy, to be in a state of laughter, to be laughing. If you're having a challenge, a health challenge or something, go and watch your favorite comedy or whatever it is that makes you laugh. A state of joy, a state of happiness, a state of laughter when you're laughing. That is the healthiest thing that you can do. That is on a vibration that has no connection whatsoever to illness or negative energy or anything else. So I would just remind our listeners, happiness, joy, laughter, especially, Mikey, anything that makes us laugh is an extraordinarily powerful health elixir to raise our vibration and to elevate us and get us out of that illness, mental, physical, or otherwise. On the causes lived by, Mikey, that we sent out, I think we'll do 2 of them today, if that's okay with you, just because I went a little bit long in that first segment. So thank you for your patience. I appreciate your patience. The first one, Mikey, we have is reason. So reason is one of our special powers that we have, that only we have. No other being on earth has this. Of course, animals don't, nothing else. So we've got our special powers. We have will, imagination, perception, reason, intuition, and memory. Okay, so these are our higher faculties, I refer to them. And these are things that we have that nothing else on earth has. And within these higher faculties, will, imagination, perception, reason, intuition, and memory is where we get to create our own life using these. And again, think of these, individuals say to me, Mikey, they'll say, you know, Pappy, I'm not too good on name whatever one of these higher faculties are, but they're just like a muscle in your body. And if you go to the gym, or if you have a gym in your basement that you have set up for working out, that if you work that muscle, it will get stronger and it will get better. So the first one is reason. And we talk about this, Mikey, getting back to our stick figure that I talk a lot about. They get a real large circle around our head with the horizontal line through the middle, with a C up top for conscious mind and SC for subconscious mind. One line going down to a much smaller circle for our body. A line up on each side for our arms and our hands. One line down on each side for our legs and our feet. So we have conscious mind, subconscious mind, and body. And our reason, Mikey, operates up in our conscious mind. That's the dome, the top half of the circle. That's our shield, as we refer to it on our on Pappy Mindset Coach. So that's your shield, and your reason is what you utilize to cancel or reject any negative statements or suggestions that come to you. Remember, this bottom half, the bowl, your subconscious mind, is where 95% of what you accomplish in your life is accomplished. The top half, your conscious mind, is your thinking mind. The bottom half, your subconscious mind, is your feeling mind. And you need to protect your subconscious mind at all costs. And it's your reason and utilizing your reason. Now, Mikey, our reason, our conscious mind, was not developed for approximately the first 7 years we were on Earth. And we talk about that a lot. People want to know, Pappy, how come I'm challenges? Your paradigm, your hard drive, your wiring was being built every minute of every hour of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year for 7 years, while your conscious mind was not developed enough and your reason was not developed enough that if you heard something that as an adult you would call BS on and you would cancel it or reject it immediately, you were unable to do that. Now, even after we were age 7, Mikey, a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters have not used their reason wisely enough, or been that centurion guarding our subconscious mind 24/7 to be able to cancel or reject. So we use our reason when you're having a conversation with anyone. It could be, bless and praise anyone, but it could be your mom or dad, brother or sister, family member. It could be something you hear on the television, something through your smartphone. It could be news, social media, whatever it is coming in. If you allow that phrase or sentence or concept to not, if you don't cancel or reject that by using your reason, and it goes into your subconscious mind says to every one of our fellow brothers and sisters listening to the show today, you are the boss, you are the ruler, you are the king or the queen. Everything that you offer unto me into my subconscious mind, I take action on immediately to listen to you and obey you and please you. I take action immediately, your subconscious mind. So if someone tells you the earth is flat, you don't cancel, reject that. Your subconscious mind starts rolling as if the world is flat, and that can cause some challenges in your life because that's not good information. So you cancel and reject. You use your reason to cancel, reject. We use our reason to flip the script on anything that comes towards us. You can say exactly the opposite. You can do an affirmation that's exactly the opposite. We can say, I am never giving up my heaven on earth. I love to say that one. When someone says, I'll say, no way to that. I am never giving up my heaven on earth. I like to say also, Mikey, one of the other ones that I teach is that I refuse to participate. So we can say, I cancel that. I reject that. I refuse to participate. Flip the script. And or I am never giving up my heaven on earth. One of the other ones that I like about this, Mikey, we'll talk on a future show, because I've been on this, I get on topic and I go real deep, and then another topic comes up in front of me, then I go real deep and on the next one. But as you know, Neville Goddard is one of my favorite teachers of all time. And Neville Goddard had a great point, and I refer to it an awful lot of times, is the assumption of your wish fulfilled. So what we want to do is, what your 10X goal is that I coach on, and even your daily goals, I say, feel your way into the day in the morning. You have 3 most important tasks today. How do you want to feel at the end of task number 1, task number 2, task number 3? It could be a face-to-face meeting, a virtual meeting. It could be a phone call. It could be driving to the post office. Just whatever it is, how do you want to feel after that most important task is, and internalize that so you feel your way into your day. And one that I really love that Neville Goddard talked about, Mikey, is it's in conjunction with the law of assumption. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled is, and the way that I say it, Mikey, is I am so happy and grateful now that I remember when. I am so happy and grateful now that I remember when. And let's say one of our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, has their 10X goal is to purchase a new car. And let's say they've never been able to purchase a new car their entire life. Now, before they have the new car, they want to start to assume the wish, have the assumption of the wish fulfilled, and have that feeling. they're feeling like, I own a new car. It's the greatest thing ever. I've never had one. When you're driving down the highway, they could be driving to work or going to the grocery store, and they see that brand, that model, that car driving toward them. As soon as they see this little speck on the highway coming toward them, when they get to the point, Mikey, that they say, oh, look, that's one just like mine. Before you've actually received that new car, it is yours. When you get to that level, you already own it. It's already yours. There's no if or anything else. It's only a when that is going to be delivered. So I am so happy, grateful now that I remember when I used to have nothing better than a 10-year-old car. And now I've got a new car every time I want to purchase a new car. So that's very powerful. And I know from teaching some of my fellow brothers and sisters that they really love that one. So I remember when, and that really works really well, Mikey, whenever you attach that or dovetail that or bootstrap that with the assumption of the wish fulfilled. The next topic, Mikey, we'll do two today. The next one, again, is another powerhouse that you have on our list, repetition. And repetition, there is nothing more important than repetition. So, Mikey, all of our fellow brothers and sisters, what my main point that I want to try to get across today, Mikey, is that's my main point for today. It's just a relaxed state whenever our fellow brothers and sisters are first learning about this, Mikey, and incorporating this into their lives and starting to understand and get their mind wrapped around it and get their arms wrapped around it. They put too much pressure on themselves that I have to remember things or do things or how many times or whatever else it is. No, your life, all of our fellow brothers and sisters right now that are listening to this or watching this, every one of you, your life right now is the aggregate or cumulative effect of your former thoughts, feelings, emotions, actions, and assumptions that you had yesterday, last week, last month, months ago, etc. That is the life you're living today. That's already water under the bridge. What we're looking at is you have the power of free will, and most importantly, you have the greatest resource, asset, most valuable item, element in the entire universe. Every fellow brother and sister of ours listening to this right now, you have it inside of you. And it's called creative power. You have creative power within you to manifest anything you can imagine. So it's a process, and the process includes repetition. And know that no matter what, even if you think you have a bad day, you still have this creative power within you. It didn't go anywhere. You can't screw it up. You can't lose it. It's still there. So you just come back and work on it the next day. And what I can guarantee, Mikey, I can guarantee any one of our listeners, if you work on this, and if you work on this reasonably well over the course of the next year, and there will be entire days you won't do well. There might even be strings of days you don't do well. But as long as you work on it and you've got this knowledge in your heart of hearts that you have true creative power within you and that you have the ability, every tool on earth, to manifest anything you can imagine, both from a belief, everything that's out there for you, the bounty that awaits you, the abundance that awaits you, and the faith in yourself that you have all these tools in your toolbox. And your toolbox, Mikey, your toolbox and all of our fellow brothers and sisters' toolboxes are overflowing with tools. When you have that belief and that faith, you will look down. When I say down, everything occurs at a different point in time, but everything exists at the same point in time. It's the universe is very complex, and that's a story for another day. So everything exists at the same point in time, and it's like one of those stacked chess boards. You're playing multiple chess at the same time. Is the vision I always get. And when you're a year from now and you look down on yourself a year prior, you will be very happy and amazed and gratified at how much progress you've made, even with your what you may think are like flaws and errors and picadillos and blemishes and different things. That doesn't matter. You're just working on just that 1% better today, 1% better tomorrow. Maybe a day you don't have an opportunity to get 1% better. Maybe you lower your negativity by 1%. You just have 79 negative thoughts out of 100 instead of 80 like everybody else. Have 78 negative thoughts. And it's this repetition, Mikey, because Everybody's putting the repetition in now, Mikey. It's the repetition that got all of our fellow brothers and sisters to where they're at right now. It's the repetition, the last hours, days, weeks, months, etc. The repetition of your thoughts that you had, the repetition of the thoughts that you had, the repetition of the feelings and emotions that you had, the repetition of the actions that you performed, the repetitions of the assumptions that you placed upon yourself. So how many of our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, do we talk to and that you hear and I hear, a million times, Pappy, I'm not going to be good at this. I'm not going to succeed at that. I'm not going to, whatever it is, just these assumptions that we have that have gotten into our system. I was talking to a wonderful woman, a fellow sister of ours, and she's from another country, and I won't get any more detail than that. And she was saying, Mikey, that she does not like to be in front of a mirror. She has avoided mirrors for her entire life. Doesn't like to be in front of a mirror because she doesn't like what she sees when she looks in the mirror. Mikey, I'm telling you, this woman is a beautiful woman. And she is not just beautiful, she's beautiful inside and out and all through. She's a wonderful, beautiful person inside and out. But somewhere, Mikey, with her paradigm and her subconscious mind, this hardwiring got started and it got into her subconscious mind. And then our conscious mind, I'll call that, our conscious mind, only 5% of what you accomplish is from your conscious mind, but it is very chirpy. It's chirping all day long. So do you want to listen to this chirpy thing chirping in your ear all day long that's only going to provide you with 5% of the success that you have in your life? Or do you want to tap this rich treasury, this subconscious mind that is going to provide you with 95% of what your dreams and wishes and everything good in your life is? We want to access that 95%. So we want to work on that. And I've said it before, Dolores Cannon called our conscious mind Mr. Stupid. Our conscious mind has been referred to by numerous people as our stinking thinking. We want to get away from that. We want to have repetition. And I call it our daily, weekly, monthly ritual. I like the word ritual. And our ritual contains good, positive repetition. And what we're doing all day, Mikey, is just going in, taking out a couple of bad habits and throwing those away for forever in our subconscious mind, going into our subconscious mind and just depositing a couple of good habits. And this repetition, Mikey, I guarantee the entire audience, never give up, never lose faith, never lose belief. You have true creative power within you and more than an abundance of tools beyond your wildest imagination that you can manifest anything you can imagine. Never give up. And even as you're going 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, in as short of a period of time as a year, you will look down at your life and you will say, I don't even recognize, I made so much improvement. I am such an amplified, better version of myself only in the course of a year. And I'm telling you, Mikey, 5 years is almost to me the magic number. So it's not about, we've got to wait 5 years. You're improving every day. You'll be manifesting things that first week. Feel your way into your day. You can control these face-to-face meetings, virtual meetings, phone calls, emails, whatever else it is, and guide those into a happy landing as far as the emotion you want to feel for success. So repetition is a good thing. This isn't any extra work. Once with our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, we get them to replace these old habits and inject the new habits, to plant those and water those and have sunlight come on those new habits. You're spending the same amount of time on your good habits as you were your bad habits. It's not going to take you any more time in your life. You've just reinvented yourself from the inside out. You're now living your life. When I talk about inside out, that's the way the universe instructs us. We are to live our lives inside out, not outside in. Everything is coming at you, attacking your conscious mind and getting into your subconscious mind. You get in control. You are in control. Live your life inside out, not outside in.
Oh, wow, Pappy, that is all so motivating. And you said at the beginning of your workshop webinar that, there might only be one person in your audience to hear this message. But what I love about it is it only takes one person to believe in you, and you believe in all of us, that we can all do this. And I just think that's so fantastic. And you take these abstract terms like repetition and you make it something that we can all relate to. It's like a muscle that we can make stronger, and it becomes less of a habit and more of a lifestyle. And I love about the message that you have to spread. So thank you. And
Oh,
also,
thank you.
you want to give us a manifest coaching tip, because you're so
Yes.
great at motivating people, and that's what we need. We need a coach. We need somebody like you to motivate us and give us these tips. So please share your tip with us today.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, we're just on a roll. We're just building and building. I love this, how you have the agenda for today. Thank you so much. And thank you to Suzanne as well. Yeah, Mikey, this one piggybacks on top. And I just think, what we were just talking about a second ago, anytime I give a presentation, and a lot of times when I'm presenting, Mike, actually, I'd say the majority of times when I'm presenting, this is the first time anyone's ever heard this. And especially, like I said, I'm talking to our fellow brothers and sisters, Kenya, Uganda, the Sudan, Liberia, Africa, the Philippines, wherever it may be. And it's the first time they've ever heard, even here in the United States, equally as well. And when I'm done talking, Mikey, and especially when I'm talking to folks one-on-one, because a lot of times people come up to me and want to ask questions, they're a little bit uncomfortable asking a question in front of a room full of people. So I'll come up, we'll have one-on-one conversations, and I'll ask them, can you believe in what I was talking with you today? Can you believe even 1%? Can you believe 1%? And 99.9% of the time, Mikey, our fellow brothers and sisters will look me dead in the eye and they'll say, Pappy, yes, I believe 1%. And then they'll start giving me a number. It's funny. They'll say, oh, I believe at least 10% or 20 or 50 or whatever the number is. It's typically much higher than 1. And I'll tell them exactly what you were saying, Mikey. I'll say, because if you can believe in me, that's all I need is one little sliver of daylight. I just need one little sliver of daylight. If you can believe in this message that I'm sent here to share by 1% of it, I believe in you 100%. And I can't tell you how powerful that is, Mikey, that they love hearing that someone believes in them 100%, no matter what, even though they just may believe something 1 or 2%. And if you ever want a pep talk, Mikey, as I tell anyone, I've said this for decades and decades and decades, you think you're having a bad day, go out and just mingle with your fellow brothers and sisters. Go to the grocery store, go put some gas in your car, go charge your car up, go do whatever you're going to do. Go for a walk around the block. You're going to bump into someone and just start talking to that person. You won't have to talk to very many people to give a lot of gratitude for your life, to give a lot of thanks, to have a lot of appreciation, give a lot of gratitude for what other people are going through. So again, our listeners, our fellow brothers and sisters, if you can just believe 1%, if you can just believe 1%, I'm here, I'm your ride or die, I believe in you 100%. And I say to follow me until you find one of two things not to be true. If you find one of two things not to be true, either I'm lying to you or I don't know what I'm talking about, you'll never find either of those to be true. Not going to happen. So that's my ask of you. And it's all about just getting this message out, Mikey, because our fellow brothers and sisters, when they first hear the message, and even a while after, a lot of times don't know what's going on, but their subconscious mind is telling them, Mikey, hey, this is it. This is the real deal. I'm really excited. This is the way it's supposed to work. Let's follow our nose. Let's continue on this pathway. So follow, as you said earlier, Mikey, when I'm coaching women, the word intuition comes up an awful lot. Women's intuition we've heard of. Follow your intuition. When I talk to men, a lot of times the word gut comes up. They'll say, yeah, when I was successful, I followed my gut. When I was doing better, I followed my gut. We're all speaking about different definitions for the same thing. That bowl on the bottom, that your subconscious mind is what we're all talking about. So the manifesting coaching tip, Mikey, what I'm going to do on all of our shows is have a specific coaching tip. So this would work for the beginning of your week. So you can do this over the weekend. You could do it Saturday, but I recommend Sunday evening, do your weekly review and preview. But this is previewing. Let's just start off with your upcoming week. Now you're going to have your 3, 4, 5, 6, let's just say 3 most important tasks every single day. And you're going to have, let's say 1 or 2 or 3 uber or more important tasks for that upcoming week. So you want to identify those ahead of time, because you'll need to give a little bit more thought, time, and energy to go into them. So that's previewing your week. Now let's just think Sunday night, you're previewing Monday, and you're previewing your day for Monday, and you're going to, Sunday evening, take 5 minutes, no more than 10 minutes. What are my most important tasks for tomorrow? And let's say you have 3 of them. So you would write those down. You know what those are. You can have like a physical calendar, whatever you like to do, notes, however you want to do it. You like to do it electronically, putting it in your smartphone, however you like to do this. So you want to know what your 3 most important tasks are for tomorrow. And then you want to review also your previous day. What were my 3 most important tasks for today? They could all, of course, be personal items on a Sunday. How did I do with that? How did I do with that interaction? How did I do with the responsibility I had around the house that I promised my significant other or a partner or another family member? Or maybe I promised myself that I would do this and I would get it done. How did I do regarding my review of the day? So we're always thinking about our 10X goal. And Mikey, all of us, all of our fellow brothers and sisters can be easily a new, improved 10X version of yourself. So we've got our daily goals we're working on, but we're always looking at that big 10X goal, Mikey: health, wealth, happiness, relationships, career, love, whatever else it may be. And if we do this, and this just gets in those good habits, Mikey, every day, let's say we get to Monday and it's Monday evening. So we look back on the day. The first thing we do is our review. How did I do regarding my most important task? Number 1, number 2, number 3. Number 1, I'll tell you what, I knocked it out of the park. I mean, I was that new, improved 10X version of myself. Now, Mikey, you know, I don't like this. I don't like this phrase, but I'll say it. I mean, some of our fellow brothers and sisters, this resonates a little bit more. And I say this with all due respect, Mikey, that I don't care. Okay. And I'm saying that you understand once I say this, but I don't care if this is what it takes to get the job done. If you want to think that you're going to fake it until you make it, I don't teach to that point. But if that's what gets you there, go for it. If that's what gets you there, if you say, hey, I'm internalizing this, I'm recognizing for me to balance my own internal books every day, I'm not that person, but I'm going to fake it until I make it. If if that's what it takes, go ahead, 100%. If that's the only way you can get there, nothing wrong with that. So you say, you know what, in that meeting this morning on Monday, I faked it. I faked the new 10X version of myself, but I nailed it. I was the best version of myself that I've ever been in that meeting, and it was an A+. Now, my second most important task for today, when I look back on that, I did surprisingly well. I could think of like 3 or 4 major elements to that virtual meeting, phone call, email, whatever it is. And I think 3 out of 4, I just nailed that. But this other one, number 4, I see what I did there. Yeah, I see that. I slid back into my old ways. I had some self-doubt. A little bit of fear crept in, a little bit of doubt, a little bit of worry. My paradigm took over. I overthought it. You know what? And what our fellow brothers and sisters will say, Mikey, is, you know what? I had it right the first time. That's what they're going to say a lot. And what we want to do is, as you get in better and better connection with your subconscious mind, what you're going to want to do, my fellow brothers and sisters, is make decisions very quickly, and rarely, if ever, change them. Because when you're in contact with your subconscious mind, which is connected to all knowledge of all time, it's screaming, blaring at you the correct, 100% correct answer every time. When you get in touch with this, it's an automatic A+ every single time. So what happens, Mikey, a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters, they're getting this message from their subconscious mind, and they had it right the first time, and then they go back and change it. And they'll say, you know what? I nailed 3 out of 4 of the elements for this. And that 4th one, I had it right the first time, but I went back and changed it. And I should have stuck with my gut. I should have stuck with my intuition. What it is, they should have stuck with their subconscious mind. So these are all great learning experiences, Mikey. This is like positive reinforcement. I had a meeting that never used to go well. Now it went better than ever, and it was an A+. That's massive positive reinforcement feedback for us. I had a meeting that a lot of things went well, but one didn't. I identified what didn't, and I'm fixing that going forward into the future. Now, my 3rd meeting, I got to be honest, this didn't go so well. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Let's unpack it and see what didn't go well. Well, most of it I didn't do that right. If I had that to do over again. But these are all learning experiences, Mikey. When we go in and take a look at what is it, what happened in this meeting, was it your limiting beliefs? What was it about your limiting beliefs? How did they come into this? Was it your paradigm coming in? Was it your conscious mind, your stinking thinking that took over? Was it that you weren't properly prepared? Was it that you didn't feel your way into your day? that you maybe when you felt your way into your day, you felt really good, like you had felt like you had an A+ after your first two meetings, but you had a lot of self-doubt and worry about this third one, and you didn't put a good feeling into it, and you manifested or you helped manifest a below average outcome. So, but Mike, I can't overemphasize how powerful this daily feedback is that you'll be giving yourself. And again, I'm spending more time on it right now, Mikey. This takes a matter of minutes, just a matter of minutes to review your day and preview the next day. And then when you wake up the next morning is when you feel your way into your day. Those same three most important tasks, your teammates you looked at the night before, you're thinking about those in the morning. You're like, most important task 1, number 2, number 3. This is how I feel at the end. I nailed it. I crushed it. It feels so good. Meeting's never gone as good as that. And at first, Mikey, you'll be surprised that the result of these meetings, interactions, virtual meetings, phone calls, emails, whatever it is, at first you'll be surprised how well they're going. And after a while, you won't be surprised at all. You'll realize that you have true creative power within you, and you're accessing your subconscious mind, which is where 95% of everything positive that's going to happen in your life is going to come from. And you're learning to work with your subconscious mind and tap into all knowledge and all power of all time.
Oh, that's a great coaching tip. Thank you, Pappy. It's kind of like, having a list of things that you want to do. And, I have a list of what I want to get done and what I want to do. And then I can go back and look at that list and see the things that I've already accomplished. And it's not so much the list that I have and all the things that are on it that makes me feel important, but it's the fact that I could look at that and that I know that I did what I needed to do with efficiency and purpose. And to me, that's how I feel successful. And I know that one thing that you do to make you feel successful is a daily affirmation. And each of your affirmations begin with, I am so happy and grateful now that.
Yeah. So, and Mikey, this is not a correction, but just a mention. When you said did you accomplish everything you needed to do, of course, we wouldn't say what I needed to do. We would say everything that I got to do, that I get to do. So we eliminate the word need from our vocabulary. We can only be in a mindset of abundance or scarcity. So need is associated with scarcity. We always want to be in a mindset of abundance. We don't have to do anything. We get to do everything. We're blessed to be able to do everything. We're in control 100%. So yeah, thank you so much for that reminder. And yeah, the affirmation for today, and we talk about affirmations a lot. And affirmations, Mikey, are related. They're synonymous with what I call auto suggestions. So auto suggestions, we're talking about all the suggestions that come at you throughout the course of the day. But this is the most powerful tool on earth. This is an auto suggestion, suggestions from yourself to yourself. So this is from yourself to yourself, and you can put anything you want to in your mind, and your subconscious mind must follow your direction. So I am so happy and grateful now that, and just fill that in and just have at it. The world's your oyster. You've got all the canvas and all the oil that you need to paint whatever painting that you ever would care to paint. So I am so happy and grateful now that all that I include in my mental image is brought to me over and over again as I follow my instructions and as my faith does not waver. So these instructions you're giving yourself, these auto suggestions every day, it is brought to you. Your future, the day you're going to have 6 months from now, is going to be a product of your current thoughts, feelings, emotions, your inspired actions, your assumptions. That is what is going to produce that day 6 months from now. So you have the faith, you have universal intelligence on your side, you have creative power that you've been given, you have the ability to manifest anything you can imagine. Never lose the faith in that. We all have, as I said, ups and downs, 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. There's nothing wrong with that. But as you start to improve, get 1% better, which every one of you knows you can get 1% better today. And you'll look down on your life a year from now and you will be elated at how much you've improved and the new version of yourself.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the reminder, Pappy. So now we get to have a round.
We all get to. Yeah, so it's not like I need to take the garbage out or I need to wash my car. I get to wash my car. I get to do that. And you start looking at that, you're in control. We don't need to or have to anything. yeah, we get to do everything that we do. You're in control. And it's tough for some folks initially, Mike. You're like, boy, I'm more in control than I thought I was. Yes, you are, very much so. That's the purpose of our message today.
Well, it's very important. It's a good reminder because we should be in a mindset of abundance, and I get to do all of those daily tasks. And I get to come to the Speed Manifest dating questions, where our listeners ask Pappy some questions. And if you have a question for Pappy and you want to submit it, you can go to Pappy's website and click the Ask Pappy link at the top and submit your question. And today's question is, what are affirmations?
Yes, affirmation, Mike. We were just talking about those a second ago. So these are statements made in real time. And again, I want all of our fellow brothers and sisters to remember there is no past, there is no future. There is none. There is no past, there is no future. All there is the present. All there is the present. The entire universe, everything only operates in the present. That's all there are. So you're not going to be able to manifest the life that you dream of if you're still thinking about something in the past. And I've mentioned this before, Mikey, that when I teach some coaching individuals, they're mentioning names and name keeps on popping up and there's negative this and negative that, and negative this and negative that. And they tell me the person's name and I'll say, well, can you tell me some more about them? They'll say, well, he or she passed away like 10, 15 years ago. I mean, this shouldn't be going on even anything that happened a month ago. That is the literal water under the bridge. You can only negatively affect what you're doing by having these limiting beliefs and thinking about something negative that happened in your past. You don't control the past. Your past has nothing to do with it. What you do control is right now, this very moment, the present. That is in the palm of your hand. And what are you going to do with it? What are your thoughts going to be? What are your feelings, your emotions, your assumptions, your inspired actions? What are you going to do right now? So affirmations, Mikey, let's think about the average human being has up to 60,000 thoughts per day. And there can be, let's say, tens of thousands of suggestions coming at you, coming toward you all day long. So the most powerful thing we can do is we're doing our auto suggestions, affirmations from ourselves to ourselves. So we're saying, I am. And I always emphasize when I write that out, I do the AM, the M, Mikey, in all caps. I am. We all have perfect spirit, perfect spiritual DNA, and perfect spiritual spark that resides and lives within us. Perfect. Perfect. You can't get any better than that. So you've got creative power, you've got perfect spirit that resides within you, and you want to continue to remind yourself of what your vision is, what your goals are, what your destination is, what you want to manifest, what you want to bring into your life, the life that you want to live, what you want to enjoy. This is a world of abundance. There's no zero-sum game. It's not because your neighbor has something you can't have it or will never have it. It doesn't work that way. That's the scarcity mindset. You live in a world of abundance. So, Mike, you want to tap into this abundance. I am so happy, grateful now that, and then fill that in. So what I recommend, Mike, with affirmations is to get and go through that domino effect that I talked to you about. Write down a piece of paper, HWH, health, wealth, and happiness. And next to the H, next to the W, next to the H for happiness, mark down your goals. What is your most important goal or goals regarding your health? Your most important goal or goals regarding your wealth? Your most important goal or goals regarding your happiness? And again, happiness could be related to career, love, relationships, whatever it may be, whatever that is. And then you'll have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 goals listed, and then look at which goal is the most important. If you looked at that as a set of dominoes, and maybe your first goal, you said, if I knock that first goal down and I succeed at it, it'll knock down 100 dominoes. Now thinking about the second goal, if I accomplish that and knock that one domino down, it's going to knock down 1,000 dominoes. You may find there's one goal that you have that if you just knock down that one domino, it can knock down 100,000 dominoes for you. That's our 10X goal. That's the big one. So what we want to do, and this doesn't come overnight, but spend some time on this. You should be able to come up with your 10X goal within a few weeks, if not a month or two, for sure. So you would write this out 3 times in the morning. I am so happy and grateful now that, and then you would write it out. My annual income is now my monthly income. And we would get specific and have a date at the end, by or before the end of every quarter, March 31st, June 30th, September 30th, December 31st. If it doesn't occur by that day, then you go into the next 90-day cycle. So you want to write this out 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the afternoon, 3 times in the evening, 3, 3, 3. and think about it just a little bit as you're writing it out. Ideally, visualize this success in your mind as you're writing it out. You can write it out. I am so happy and grateful now that you write out your affirmation, and then just pause and think and close your eyes and just get in that moment. So bring in visualization, try to bring in all your senses. Visualization, you can hear something in the background of this. It's your new car. You're in a showroom. There's noises that you would hear in a showroom of a new car dealership. You smell something. You have the smell of new car. You hear keys jingling. The keys are going to be placed to you in your hand for you buying the car. You're visualizing all this around you. You're feeling it. You're standing it. Say up, the showroom rather. This is a carpeted floor or not a carpeted floor. How do you feel? Is the air conditioning on? Is it a little warmer? What's it, just take it all with all your senses. And it's just a couple minutes, Mike, is all it takes. Do this in the morning when you wake up, in the afternoon, ideally, and then in the evening. And even in the afternoon, a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters have success, Mikey. Even just try to unplug for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I mean, ideally a little bit longer, but let's even start with 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes and just meditating. Just calm your mind. Just calm your mind. Just do some visualization. You're thinking about, you're thinking through, what you have in your affirmation is your 10X goal, and just thinking about it. So we can write it out. We can say it verbally as well, our affirmations. I am so happy and grateful now. And now is the key word. The universe is eternally grounded in the present. I am so happy. And what do we remind ourselves, Mikey? Our elevation. What is our vibration? Our vibration creates a frequency, and we want our vibration, the frequency, to be as high as possible. That's the most powerful message. That's the best message, the happiest message. Love is the highest vibration, at a very high vibration. Anger, fear, worry, jealousy, greed, those are very low vibrations. So we control this. So use your affirmations. I am so happy and grateful now that, and then complete that. And just 3, 3, 3, Mikey, I teach 3 times in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening before you go to bed.
Awesome. Pappy, this webinar has just been packed filled with so much great advice. And I know that you packed a lot of really good information at the beginning. I don't know how you're doing on time. Do you want another question, or should we save it for another webinar?
Yeah, Mike, I'm looking at the next question that we have on the Ask Pappy is a little bit related to that. Let's save that one for next time, because I did go over on some of the explanations earlier. So to help keep us on track, we'll come back and pick up on that second one on our next show.
All right, perfect. And in the interest of time, I know that you say that you recommend reading 1 page of your book every day, Manifest Anything That You Can Imagine, or listen to it on Audible. But sometimes you run out of time, unfortunately, and so you recommend reading at least 1 quote at the beginning of each chapter. Do you want to share a quote with us today?
Yeah, it could be even just reading a quote. And I'm so happy and grateful now that we never run out of time. But just until you get this down and get a system. And in my book, Mikey, I've got 15 key ingredients to manifest anything you can imagine. And some of our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, are going to do really good with, like, let's say ingredients 1, 3, 5, and 7. And some of our other fellow brothers and sisters are going to do really good using ingredients 8, 10, 12, and 14. Not everyone is dominant. That visualization means everything to them. We all use our senses differently. We're all built completely differently. So until you come up with your winning formula, I say to stay true that I know this works. I can guarantee you that you are going to elevate your life beyond anything you can imagine. Even a year from now, within 5 years or less, you're going to be a completely new individual living a life that you could have not even imagined with your previous self. So again, we like to go through 1 quote in every show, just to remind us for some of the most important ones. So even if you just go through the book and just read a few quotes, just to keep, and this all has to do, Mikey, with those good habits we talked about. This all has to do with the repetitions we talked about, Mikey. This all has to do with the positive, with the auto suggestions, with this positive information coming into our subconscious mind. This is all tied in. This is all, you'll see, this is all woven into each other, woven in. It's all one nice big ball of yarn, so to speak, that feeds off of each other once you get this rolling downhill. So the one, Mikey, that you picked out for today was in chapter 11, page 65 this is a paperback book here. Close your eyes and in your mind, imagine a beautiful green natural grass football field. So close your eyes and in your mind, imagine a beautiful green natural grass football field. Focus on the middle of the field in front of you as this is where you will produce with your thoughts and meet with your actions your manifested goal. Imagine yourself standing at one goal line, staring the entire length of the field at the distant goal line. Your thought creates and delivers your goal toward you to midfield, while your action produces the results and allows you to walk toward and meet your thought at midfield, allowing you to physically accept, grab, and embrace your goal. Pappy P.J. DiNuzzo. So I just love this quote, Mikey, and it reminds us over and over again. This is my quote from chapter 11 in the book, that it is the co-creation occurs through our thoughts, through our mind. So everything on earth is created twice, once in your or mine or someone else's mind, in our thoughts. That's where it's created first. I'd argue that's the most important, in our thoughts and in our mind. And then secondly, the physical object back of it is completed. So this is just a reminder that it's created in your thoughts. So what you're imagining today, what you're thinking about today, what you're using your mind and your ideas, you are creating all these molds that are going on an assembly line. And if you keep on thinking about them, they continue to come more and more into form, and they continue to move further down an assembly line for the mold product to get poured into there for that start to occur. Now on our side, we get to perform efficient and inspired action. I call it action, efficient action, inspired action. And that's what completes the back end of the goal. But I remind our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, that one of my favorite affirmations is, I am so happy and grateful now that I achieve every goal that I set with fun, effortlessly, and easily. This is not about chopping down trees or chopping down 100 trees. The universe does the heavy lifting for you. It's coming toward you, but you must more than fill your present space. You must more than fill your present place and take action. And I would refer to it as inspired action, action infused with emotion and feelings. And you can and will, if you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand.
Well, that is probably one of my favorite quotes of yours, because I can totally visualize that field in my mind, and I can see myself running to that goal line, and I think, and what a great way to end today's show is with that image of ourselves running down that field, embracing our goal with fun, effortlessly, and easily. So thank you, Pappy.
Beautiful.
And
Thank
if
you
you're
so much.
new to Pappy Mindset Coach, be sure that you're signed up on pappymindsetcoach.com to receive Pappy's free educational emails and get access to upcoming live events conducted by Pappy to help you manifest the health, wealth, and happiness of your dreams.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Mikey.